Hey, what's up? This is DMC and I'm a hip hop artist from Bombay, India.
Hi, my name is Meba Ofilia and I'm a singer-songwriter from Shillong, Meghalaya. Do you remember the first rap song you ever wrote? What was it about?
It was called Fuck Love.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was 17 or 18. I think I was just doing cover songs. When I came to know that there's literally 5 or 6 years of history for me to look back at, that inspired me to write my own things. And I was heartbroken, so Fuck Love was the first thing I wrote.
Yeah. I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that.
Where do your ideas come from for your songwriting? What comes to you first? The lyrics, the melody, or the rhythm?
So my songs are based on personal experiences, but also conversations with my friends. Of course, I don't just take their stories and be like, thanks. But I do tell them and be like, hey, is this okay? Yeah, can I write a song about this? And if they're okay, then I do it. If not, then I don't. Usually it was, I always tried to fit lyrics into melody. And I felt that was harder than writing lyrics and then singing the words.
Yeah.
So now I've changed and I've started writing just random words, trying to tell a story, and then put a melody onto it. So maybe in 5 years that'll change again. So I can't really tell,
Yeah, I feel you. I think earlier I used to just, if it's an a cappella, I used to just go ahead and write it.
Yeah,
and
you
then-
used to freestyle, remember?
Yes,
Yeah,
I still do. It's like free singing, I named it.
free
It's not even a
singing.
thing.
Yeah.
I think now, like you said, mostly when I get a beat, I just hum out the tune I want. So that's freestyle. That's like the composition of it just comes naturally. And then I fill in words in it. So I listen back to my humming and I basically record the humming on my phone.
Yeah.
Then I actually stop listening to the beat. I just listen to the hum.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then I fill out words in it. But I want to do something which I've not done yet, which is take a tempo and without any beat, write on the tempo. And then record it on the click
On metronome, yeah.
and send it to the producer.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's where original ideas come from.
Yeah.
Who was your biggest support when you first started out?
Me. I like thank myself. That's the way it is. Sadly, it was like that. We had to be our own cheerleaders. But in a way, the hip hop scene itself was my biggest supporter because there are such few women in the scene. And when I started out, I think there was like a gap of 5 years before the, like the previous female artist. So everyone was very excited to hear a female artist. So I think I got a lot of love and support for just existing and just entering the scene. So everyone wanted me to do more and grow.
Yeah.
But over time, I realized that also came with trying to influence me. So I had to learn how much to take from them.
Yeah.
What is support and what is them trying to influence me in a way. This is something I always say in my interviews, that the ratio of it has always been 90% love and support and 10% haters. Who was the biggest critic or someone who made it difficult for you when you started out?
Me.
Wow.
Yeah. So I am a person who gets inspired so easily and it gets destroyed very easily as well. So if I present something to someone and I'm told that this is not good enough, even though I know that it has potential and I'm told that it's not good enough, I get easily defeated. I was on social media a lot. I remember there were a few years I was on social media just trying to stay influenced and inspired to a point where I lost my sound.
Right.
So I think, I am my biggest critique.
Biggest critic for me, sadly, was my family. Sorry, mom, dad. But it is what it is. I mean, they never actively stopped me. This is something it's so sad. We're in a country like India. So they could actually lock you in the house and not allow you to go out, which I know a lot of women have gone through that as well. But for me, it was pretty much like, we know nothing about the entertainment industry. All your gigs happen at night. What kind of life is this? More than critique, it's more was like, they were just like, where is this going? Makes no sense for you to dream so big. They never actively stopped me, but they wanted me to dream according to my stature. because I come from a very small town called Kalyan. As women, even having the audacity to dream so big can feel so
smirked upon.
sometimes, like we only feel like, why am I so ambitious?
exactly,
Like I wish I was a
exactly.
little ignorant.
Yeah.
But no, no. But like over time, I've realized that no, I'd not be anyone but myself.
What is an essential piece of gear that you can't live without as a musician?
I can't play any instruments. So, microphone, all I need is one mic, I guess.
Tonight. Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. I need my phone, I think. My voice recorder on my phone. Yeah, I think I need that because it has the notes, it has the voice recorder. So whenever I'm inspired, I go to the notes. And whenever I'm rhythmically or melodically inspired, I go to the voice note.
Yeah. What was your proudest moment in your career?
I think the time I had the guts to drop out of law school. I mean, that is obviously connected to the reason why. What is my proudest moment? I think when we won the MTV EMA Awards, the Best India Act. And I was pretty nervous when we got nominated for it, because there was Rajakumari and Divine, there was Monica Dogra. I remember just being nominated. I felt like I was on top of the world, and winning it was, I don't think I can ever repay the people who voted for me. I don't think I can pay them back. I still remember the energy. It was my mom's birthday. We were celebrating my mom's birthday, and my friend called me at around 9 p.m. The results came out at 7 p.m. My friend called me and was like, "Hey, congratulations." And I'm like, "What, dude? I'm having dinner." "You won the MTV EMA." I'm like, "What?" And yeah, and then history.
And that was so ahead of its time as well for that time, because hip hop was just popping. It wasn't as big as it is right now.
That was my first song ever.
First song, MTV EMAs. What?
And this is history.
For me, the proudest moment has to be every time I went out of India. Being an independent artist, in a way, in 2017, when I was called for my first international tour in UK, was when I quit doing side jobs, and I trusted myself that I can do this full time. And kind of similar path, I quit CA to start doing this. And at that time, there was no industry for rap. So I was just like, no matter what I do, it has to be related to the creative field so that my creative juices don't die out. And I was trying to do odd jobs, like content writing, video editing, photography editing, to get money from there and put it into my own music videos. And then UK invited me, and that's when I was like, if internationally a small town girl can be, called, then there is potential for this. And the hyper proudest moment has to be last year. I did a campaign, and they put my face on a billboard. It's like my narcissist side of me got so soothed.
Was it the jewelry?
Yes.
Yes. I saw that.
Also, seeing a brown skin, they didn't change my skin tone at all. So seeing a brown skin tone on such a big ass billboard, it felt I felt very proud.
Do you have a problem with being called a female rapper rather than just a rapper?
This has been a journey for me.
Yeah.
In my earlier phase of my career, I think I can literally track the trajectory of how the angst in me died down. But I had to make that side die down. So earlier it used to bother me. There used to be a term in the beginning called femc. पहले मेरे को लगता था कि नहीं, no, why you're calling me female rapper? I am female, can't you see? But I kind of see it, I don't really take it as personally anymore, because it's a you problem. It's not a me problem anymore. So it's important for them to kind of see us in that particular way. And I don't see it as differentiating me from men anymore, honestly. It's changed for me, maybe because I had to become less angry about it, because I realized that people are probably not doing it with any malintention. I realized that it's the way they are coded. It's their, blueprint to do that.
The condition to think that
to
way.
call people female cricketers. I guess because they're so not used to seeing women do anything in a field like this. And then also realizing that how in sports also and in any other thing, it's probably important to have a separate league for women, because we have been allowed to study, allowed to go
vote.
out and work
Allowed
less
to
than
vote.
200 years ago
Yeah.
in the overall feminist movement. In India, though, it's only been like 1990s, probably after the whole globalization movement, that women started stepping out and really joining the service sector. So when it's only been like 30 years that women have started participating in the workforce, then it's kind of important to give them a league of their own and push them even more. So I don't really take it personally anymore. What about you?
I think art is bigger than all of us. And I think we should not get sidetracked by the idea of this male rapper, female rapper. I feel like every artist, has the right to, I don't know, share their experiences through their music. And it just should be about that.
What is the song that you've made that everyone loves?
Done Talking is a song that everyone asks me to sing till date. Yours?
I think it's a track called Vadhaiyan. Like that's the one song which I've got the most reaction. Like I got goosebumps when I heard this, because it probably has so much angst in it, and storytelling of it is like pretty on point, and it's completely Hindi. The kind of audience I have, they would prefer for me to do songs like Vadhaiyan. Vadhaiyan means congrats, well wisher,
Okay.
well wish, basically. So the first half of the song is kind of me telling society that you would rather have me do what you are doing. So you can keep your opinion to yourself. I give you 1,000 thanks.
Okay.
And the second half of the verse is me talking to women, that if just by hearing this rap, you feel like doing something or raising your voice or just being yourself 100%, then I would say that I have become successful in what I'm trying to do. So I'll give myself 1,000 thanks.
Sweet. What is the song you made that you absolutely love, but you wished more people enjoyed?
It's a song called Confess. That is probably the first song out of all like in the trajectory of my career where I told you that my angry side went to sleep and my vulnerability, came to the forefront, even in my songwriting. So Confess was probably the first of the many mental health related songs that I've made. That's the most softest I've allowed myself to be in front of people in a world full of both hards. I'm both soft now. So
I like this chill side of you. Yeah. There's this one song that I released last year called Feelings. Yeah, not a lot of people like that song. Because like I said, that song is very chill. Even Feelings is very chill. It's about channeling your inner child and just dancing. You know this thing where the way you dance in the club and the way you dance in your room is totally different. I pictured myself dancing on a hilltop. Well, I'm actually in my room, so it's just all fantasy. And it's a pretty deep, pretty hopeful song, I would say. And I wish people enjoyed it more. They listened more.
What is the one thing you already worried? The question is, what is the one thing you worry about the most?
One thing I worry about the most, I hate to say it, but it's how much I weigh. Yeah. I get a lot of comments from people.
Brave
When
of you to
I look
admit
at
that.
you in music videos, you're so big, and then when I see you in person, you're so small, and they don't realize that affects me mentally. In the past few months, I've stopped like showing up. I enjoyed staying at home, just being by myself, no one to judge me. But I realized that wasn't very healthy for me, because then I developed a really, really bad social anxiety just by not showing up to protect myself, but also damaging myself at the same time. So I try to find balance in that, trying to be around people who actually care for me, who support me, and call me out at the same time on my bad habits, and try to just avoid gatherings that are not good for my health.
I mean, there's something I say which might help you.
Okay.
People say the same thing to me. You look taller. You're so tiny. I'm like, yeah, because I walk like this. Because hip
Chin up.
hop makes me be like, yeah, what's up?
That's
So it's an illusion I'm only creating,
Yeah.
that I'm bigger than I am, I guess. One thing I worry about the most, I'm just going to be honest about it, it's money. Comes from a South Indian conditioning where everyone has worked for someone else and saved all their lives. So the emphasis on saving money for a rainy day has like made me not live life at the large scale. It was like I kept growing, but I played it safe, because like it's put in my head that this industry is unreliable. There is a expiry date to how long this goes. So especially as women, like after 35 you'll not get work. So save now for later. It's only been like maybe 2 or 3 years that I've actually started spending my own money. Otherwise I was just like being like a beaver, just like jama karo.
Yeah, I spent like Google Pay pays for me. So yeah.
I went to America last year. I converted all of my life savings in dollars. And I was like, this is nothing. That really changed my perspective. That made me feel like ki kitna bhi we do mehnat in India, there's always going to be someone richer. So then really it doesn't matter.
If there is one thing you could change about the Indian music industry, what would it be and why?
I'm actually done being the poster child for change. Change yourself.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see. This is like too late to do it, I guess. Like probably the one thing that is the biggest difference between us and Western culture is that Bollywood gave people free songs. Every movie had 12 to 15 songs for free. So music culture for Indians is what comes along with a movie. Outside, it's like there is a movie. There are 100 artists. They'll choose 5 songs from different artists for the movie. Here it's ulta. There is one movie, 100 songs. So like the whole culture of buying tickets and going out there for, buying CD. Indie pop era probably saw a little bit of that, where people looked at indie musicians as not an accessory for a movie, but as individuals themselves. It's changing now though, obviously. You and me being here, talking to each other is part of that revolution. So obviously like the indie scene has really uplifted itself along with the way internet has boomed. Yeah, probably I just want people to look at us as individuals who are worthy of spending money for, like, and not just people who come along with the film industry. So getting out of the shadow of the film industry. We've done that a lot, but I hope that keeps on happening more.
I think I'd like the way Northeast is looked at in terms of music, because I feel like we have a lot of untapped talent there. When you say Shillong, Meghalaya, or Northeast as a whole, there are very, very few artists whose name, pops. So I want it to be like a normal thing for a lot of Northeast artists to travel around India and get to perform their songs, because the lifestyle that we lead there is totally different. So, and it reflects in our songs. Yeah. So I'd like that to change a little bit.
One really interesting fact I came to know from VH1 Music Diaries, that's why Northeast musically is so different, because from 1975, when the entire India was only listening to Bollywood, All India Radio used to play international songs in Northeast. Yeah. So, having that kind of exposure. And I remember I used to like stay up late in the night because only one radio channel had 1 or 2 hours of English music between 12 to 2 o'clock in the night. Yeah, in Hindi radio. So I used to wait for that.
Whoa. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Damn. So in that way, you guys have been, because Hindi is not your...
it's not
a native thing for you guys.
So we're very, very easily influenced by Western culture. And I think that also can become a problem. When I look at myself, I'm taking myself as an example. I mean, the previous songs that I've released were heavily influenced by the Black community, Western culture. But at the same time, I'm trying to find a way how to connect, to put my tradition and this influence under one roof.
But I think like there is similarity there as well, right? Because you have grown up being in choirs. So it's not like it's
a lot of
fully
artists,
their thing. It is also your culture.
A lot of artists that blew up started in Sunday
So
school
there's
choirs.
roots for
Yeah.
you in
And a lot of soul music. We listen to a lot of soul music. We have a lot of soul when it comes to singing, especially. Yeah.
What is the one thing you wish you could do but are afraid to?
Well, I've always wanted to learn how to drive a car, but I've learned. I know now how to drive a car. I've been driving for 4 months.
Manual? Automatic?
Manual. Automatic doesn't, yeah.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
probably can't, right?
Yeah,
with
hill
all the-
station, yeah.
I mean, it's not really one particular thing. I think you might relate to it also
Yeah.
because it's something every artist goes through. It's probably like the untapped potential in me. I don't want to die before I do everything I want to do. That kind of
Yeah.
thing, I guess. But also, there's this one thing I've been saying from the beginning since the time Gully Boy released, that I want us to be in the rooms in which decisions are made, not in the receiving end of it as artists. Again, coming from a country where music is part of the film industry, there's not much power in our hands, to make decisions of where our culture goes. Rock music was before us.
Yeah.
It died down. We are the it thing now. We're going to be the it thing for a while. But I don't want it to die down by becoming just another entertainment thing. I really want it to be the revolution that it was outside. Another thing I've really been feeling is that, like I said, in my journey, being recognized internationally is a big part of my journey. I feel like in Indian hip hop, when you look at everyone's journeys, mine stands out uniquely most because of the number of countries I've been in just being an independent artist. So I want to dare to dream big. I feel like I have come to accept that whatever I envision, it kind of comes true in the next 5 years. I've given myself the permission to be absolutely unafraid and dream in dollars.
Manifestation, baby.
Ka-ching! Because everything is
Manifestation.
about numbers anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well get 88 times.
Yeah. I relate to the thing that you said. I have this habit where every new song that I write, I want to record it there and then. So if I die, my management can still release the songs.
Oh yes, we all have one person we have told to, right?
Yeah.
If
and
I
then
die,
just-
release my songs.
Yeah. I have this thing. And then it turns out so bad
Yeah.
that I force a creative process.
Yeah.
There's that 5 minutes of magic you get in the studio and then that's never forced. It just comes easily.
Yeah.
I went to a point where I would force my producers or force my bandmates to create something when there's nothing that can be done. All you need to do is to grow with the song. Sometimes you need a day off. Let the song sit in your system for a day or two and then come back. I've refused to do that many times. So now I'm trying to get back to my drawing board and just chill a little bit. Let the song sit, let the song grow, and we'll record when it's time.
It's a very human thing, not related to what we are doing as artists, but it really is also about taking care of ourselves physically and mentally. Because what's the point of doing all of this is if we are, in the long run, suffering in our bodies, basically. So to be able to make healthier choices for myself, which is something I've consciously only started doing post-pandemic.
I find it hard to snap myself out of a creative process, what I mean? When I'm in it, I'm so in it that I forget food, I forget bath, I forget sleep, and it's not been a good thing for me. So, and the worst part is you can't really have it as a routine because then it becomes like a job, and then it sucks. It's not as fun anymore. So I'm still trying to figure out the balance between getting creative and forcing myself to do this, but also balancing it out, to exercise, eat, sleep properly. And then your ideas come up at 3 a.m. and then you're just like, great, I have to write the song now, I can't sleep. So yeah.
One last thing I want to say, because it's you and me here, I want to really be unafraid and allow myself to dream on a level where I want to do more for women in hip hop in India, where I want to be able to be in, like I said, be in that room where decisions are made. So female representations is already so less. Even in the parliament of India, there's barely any women. So to dare to dream so big that I probably, do something nobody has ever been able to do in India, male or female. And with that power, only help women. That's it.
What do you tell younger ones when they asked you, how does it feel that you dropped out of college or CA, right? What do you tell them? Like,
Please, like, believe in yourself. That's the only one thing. If it instinctively drives you, if there's a gut feeling inside you, the more you try to go against it, it's literally gonna culminate into physical illnesses and mental illnesses. But again, I am very practical. I'm a very practical person. So I never wanted to put the pressure of earning money on my art. So and money is important to me. So I've always learned how to balance myself to be financially independent. So even when you're chasing your dreams, don't chase it to the limit where you're literally breaking yourself for it. So if you can, try to do multiple things, have multiple sources of income, so that the pressure of earning money doesn't fall on the number of streams you have or the number of tickets you sell, But it's everyone's journey. I really believe in India, it really is about how much privilege you already have and what you make out of it.
Yeah. The society that I come from, there are very, very, very less people who follow their passion. I know a lot of young girls look up to me, and I've always been open about, me dropping out of law school. And, their parents have not really been so open to that. Because I've always been like, I don't want to encourage you to drop out, but at the same time, if it doesn't make you feel good, if it's not, I don't know, contributing to your well-being, then you probably should find something else to do,
Thank you for existing in all your glory.